Welcome to Silent Podcast, where we are anything but
silent.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
It is me, Mark, and with me, as always, the most beautiful, amazing host there is.
Thank
the
you
one
so
and
much.
the only.
Davey Sack.
How are you doing today, Davey?
I'm doing really well. You know, like I just got back into school. The roads outside and the sidewalk, they're all salted. It started to snow a little bit, so I'm really excited to see some snow.
And Valencia, we always like to say hi to you.
Hi, Valencia.
Hey,
family.
I am so unbelievably excited about this episode. This episode is not LRG. It's better than LRG. You know what I mean? It feels real.
Yes. And as someone that was on production for this episode, seeing it unfold is just it was just one of the most magical, super fan, lovely times. And the people that we have chosen to come and talk about this episode also,
oh my God.
we respect them so much.
I have so much love for these people, so much.
So much love. One is actually the reason why we both came here to start talking about LRGs. And the other is someone who has literally been in the chat and done some callbacks to some previous jokes. And so we know that they're really informed and have a pulse on the season. So I guess without further ado.
Yeah, let's bring in Logan and Chrissy. How are you?
Yay!
Hi. Oh, man. It's so great having you guys here. Seriously. It's so... it's so great having people that have also not been in Survivor New York but are fans of it and know what they're talking about too. It's so great. It makes me so happy.
It's been fun to watch. After my last LRG experience, I was like, all right, let me take a little break, but I'm gonna watch the ones that are on. And this one is next, especially this episode is next freaking
level. And what an episode, right? I remember in our little group chat we were like, this is the episode y'all want us to talk about? So many great things. Well, as super fans of the game and also of the theme, if for those that have not watched Survivor Philadelphia, we podcasted about it, and
they said nice things about me, y'all. My friends.
Yes.
And Christy and her sack bag is iconic.
Yes. I have it in the other room. I'll have to take a break at some point and go get it before we go.
Yes. Well, as tradition holds and our routine on this pod, we have asked every single esteemed guest member if you were a weapon, because the theme of the season is Bannerman's Island and artillery and arsenal. What type of weapon would you be and why? Either of you can jump in and just answer.
I can go. I said either poison. This is what I would take to the Hunger Games if I had a choice. Either poison or an easy knife to throw.
Ooh.
I'm a really nice person and I wouldn't want to kill anyone, but if I had to kill someone, I would make it quick and fast. So hopefully the poison would be quick. But
yes.
Drink the poison, die real quick, or take the knife in the chest and
die quick.
Yes. As a fellow person who has also chosen poison, we are yes, poison.
What are you, Logan?
Okay, so I probably have overthought the question, like I tweeted. But definitely, so triple fold, I would choose a rapier.
Ooh, okay.
Because I can make the joke that references one of my favorite Disney characters, Lumiere, when he talks about his rapier wit. So I'm probably setting myself up for failure and not being witty for the rest of the night. And also just because with blades, I'm not the kind of person who's probably going to come in and lop off your head or limbs with a broadsword, but I'll do that one through that's going to puncture important things inside and then let you slowly die out. So not fast like Chrissy's.
Logan wants to watch you die. Chrissy just wants to kill you.
I'm a Scorpio, okay?
Yo, you and my husband so good. Wait.
Oh man.
Great weapons. I love asking the guests what weapons. I think at the end we're gonna do we're gonna compile all the weapons that everyone has chosen into the finale. So really excited, and
you'll have a whole cornucopia ready.
Yeah.
A whole
we
corn.
have a couple of bows and arrows, and yeah.
Really a vial of smallpox.
You've had 24 guests, and we all go in and get.
Yeah. Yes.
That would be insane. Like, I'm actually just now imagining like a game with everyone that's been a guest on the season so far. That'd be some cutthroat players.
Oh my god, cutthroat! It would be a really fun season, just like this one. Speaking of which, the episode is called. Oh,
well, sorry, I should have gone first.
Yeah, you should have gone first.
Oh yeah, I was like, I knew I needed to do that.
Yes. The episode is called I Should Have Gone First. Okay, so I feel like this is like a double entendre. Like Casey Musgrave's song, like Space Cowboy. She says, you can have your own Space Cowboy instead of like Space Cowboy. What did you think the title meant? Either of you can answer.
Like after I watched her before.
Beforehand, I definitely thought it was going to be like more of like a confessional about like Andy having gone home and like I should have gone first.
Yeah.
Like someone was going to be real sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was getting Veronica possibly saying about Jeremy or Danny about Andy for sure.
I was thinking of the one girl, Brienne. Yeah, Brienne. Like just her journey from like the beginning of the game, like in the first 2 rounds, like. If they didn't rob Laura and her whole alliance, like she probably would have been gone. And then like now she's played her way up. So I didn't know if she was going to say something about her own game, but then like she didn't say that much this time. So then at the end we see what it is.
Yes. Oh, I mean,
Brienne. I was thinking.
I feel
I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this episode title was a juke, and a lot of feelings and thoughts started coming about. I really was wondering who said it, but I guess we'll get to that soon.
Yeah, probably like an hour and a half or so, right? Yeah. So should we start getting started with? Can we just talk? I want to talk first about like how amazing it is watching the weather in this episode go from like kind of crappy to like full on rain. I know it's obviously gonna get worse during the season, but like because like one of the big things that we know about the season is that happened during a hurricane, and like watching them like holding umbrellas and stuff like that to a certain extent or whatever, it's so cool. And like they're in the fucking element, you know.
Oh yeah, I personally just love the gray sky and the black outfits. Like it's very physically and aesthetically appealing.
And like you see like some of the confessionals, like people's shirts getting like water on them, and it's so cool.
And I know that everyone was super into Robin's swing set confessional from like last episode, but I'm personally here for the under the umbrella ones too.
Oh, with Veronica, Also, like I love how long the fallout from last tribal lasts before we get to the tribal. I was like when I watched it the first time, I didn't realize how like it's like 14 minutes of the episode before we get to the challenge. Like this is an insane episode.
I think after a voting round, if someone says, so what happened? Immediately, number one, it was probably a good move. 2, be ready to defend yourself. If somebody asks you, so what happened? You better be ready to either tell the truth or lie your ass off. I personally would, tell the truth. Just be like, it had to happen, kind of like what Sharif did. But
my man was ready. My man was ready when the episode opened.
Yeah.
Like, this is why we had to do this to what's the other boy? Danny.
Yeah.
To Danny. Like he wants to keep Danny as an ally, but Danny's not sure. So he's like he had it prepared.
Yeah. And he's just so like stone cold with it. So handsome. Oh. Sharif, if you're listening to this, I feel like every guest has, and I personally have also swooned over you too. This season has been so good for your side profile and whatnot.
I'm old and married and non-threatening, but you are very handsome.
Very handsome.
You're a very tall, handsome man.
Yeah. And unafraid to make some cold moves. Had to be
And
done.
he's also nice. So he doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You said what? He's nice.
But yeah, like so it starts off immediately. He's a very nice guy. Yeah. The episode starts off immediately with Danny curious if Andy had to go, and Sharif and Andy say, "Yeah, an idol." And like Veronica says next to it that the girls plus Robin and Chris and Sharif to Kristen need to vote, and Kristen knows she can trust with the previous thing. And then they all decide they want a big guy out, which I think is a really important thing. Like, because there's still three big guys left in this game, you know? Do you think that there's much traction for what Veronica's pitching at all in this episode? I'm trying to figure that out.
I think it's enticing. Pretending there was. Veronica was the one that wanted Stan, right? That wanted Stan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was interesting because like we've had this narrative of like going for the big boys since early in the season, and then even in this episode, like not one of their names are the ones that are really ever being talked about.
Yeah.
And our boy Sharif that we all love and is like he's just set himself up so well. He's in this group of the girls plus Robin plus Sharif to take out a big boy who he himself is one of the three.
He's 6'5".
Yeah. I think he has really put himself in the best position, and I think that like I love the what's the word, dichotomy or duality of the girls wanting to come together with this voting block to get out a big guy, but also the big guys being like, yo, we're getting picked off, so like what's happening here? It's a very interesting dynamic to look at.
Yeah. I want to bring up that like Annie and Kristen are like we're starting to see them actually working together, which is like one of the first times we see a cross tribe lines alliance beside for Stan and Blue. So I think that's interesting seeing that like Annie and Kristen are now working together.
I like Annie. I like how she's like, I don't know, she's kind of just like honest about her strategy, right? Because she says to Veronica, she's like, I'm gonna vote with y'all, but I'm not gonna do the split thing against Kristen. I'm not going against Kristen.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Like they both recognize, hey, we're on opposite sides, but maybe we can look out for each other. And then if the sides fall apart, you know, there they are.
I just think that like, I mean, okay, raise your hand if you've ever been left out of a vote.
Oh my God.
Right? Oh my God, wow. Like that fallout feels really jarring. And I think that Kristen's really trying to wrap her head around everything. And it's kind of hard. Like even with her obliviousness to the perception of her and Danny.
It's really interesting how like the people that were left out of that vote handle it. Like Danny's like, okay, I was left out of the vote. Let's figure out what I can do next. Robin's like, I was left out of the vote. I should have put in the vote because I would have voted that way. And Kristen's like, hey, let's see what I can do. You know.
I kind of disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree. I think that Danny starts to spiral like really badly. Really badly. Kristen's kind of like, oh, I'll do whatever because she has the protection of an idol if she wants to use it or not. And Robin's like, y'all, why didn't you tell me?
Oh yeah, Robin's like, I would have gone against them.
Yeah, and now Robin's upset with Stan.
Yeah. And like then we get the good confession from Stan being like, hey, I know Robin from outside this game because of online games, which is how we all know each other, really.
That was funny. I was like, I know both of them that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny. Like I hung out with Robin, our friend Eric, and Matt Dela Cruz this weekend. I got some food because like, you know, Matt was in town and it's like, cool, let's all hang out. You know, it's like these are friends that we made because of the hell of the pandemic.
Yeah. I think past relationships coming into a game, whether you know them or not, like kind of like how we saw Allie and Patrick in that one season of Survivor. Like I feel like that kind of complicates things somehow. Like you can't truly play an organic game when you have someone that kind of knows who you are and like, you know, you kind of are forced to work with them because they kind of know you, you know?
Well, and didn't Robin say early in the season that their names started coming up even on night 0 because of like online games and stuff? It's funny. Our community just sort of like is that snake.
Didn't that happen to
that
Laura too? Like something like that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know who did that? Annie. That's why I love her. I'm such a steady.
Oh, Annie played minis?
Yeah, she played a
Yeah,
few.
she played a few.
Okay.
She was in the
I never
fourth
met her.
game. And yeah, like I met her a couple times in games.
Mm-hmm. She was also part of Annie was part of a Survivor podcast community. I'm not I think it was ATF or something like that, and that's how she kind of got her footing in the online community. So I think she unfortunately had the gift of gab and was too honest in the forefront, and now she's kind of like tying it back, but now she's like using her honesty, just like you said, Chrissy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to bring up that Stan thought that Julia was going to play her idol.
Oh yeah,
like for the round before, because it goes back to the idea that a lot of original Iona has of like it's our tribe idol, when Julia's like, it's my idol, I'm going to do with it what I need to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
I think okay. Too public. All these idols are too public these days.
All these idols are too
There's
public.
someone who had a public idol on my season,
especially that.
You are so right. I think that begs the question, and this is posed to all of you. What seems to be the operative move to y'all right now? Like, do you think it's to vote out like quote unquote a big guy or a threat, or do you think it's to flush out idols? Like, what would you do in this situation at Final 9?
I think Kristen assessed the situation right. That like everybody, because the idols are so public, regardless of whether or not it was necessarily saving her, if she got it off her person, she's less of a target. Mm-hmm. Now I think they're still going to try to like split her and Danny up in the next one, but I think it seems like they want to get the idols out, and that might be the way I would have played it too. I don't know if I would have split with her name, but you know.
Yeah, I feel like with 9 people left and this possibility of 3 idols in play, yes. I feel like now is the time to worry about that, because like if you're really there's only it's you never really know. Maybe there's a round where there'll be 2 immunity necklaces, but like there's only ever 1 immunity holder. So if you flush the idols, then not every one of those 3 people that may or may not be threatening to you are going to be able to be voted for or whatever, you know, like it's 1 out of 3 versus like 6 out of 9, which is the same odds, but still scary.
Yeah, very scary. Mark, what would you do?
Jeez. Can you read the question one more time? Just because
I
was trying
Would you rather, at Final 9, knowing that there are still idols in the game, are you trying to flush these public idols, or are you trying to vote out like threats still?
I'm trying to vote out people who are against me. Because if I feel like you're not with me, then you're against me, even if it's true or not. Like, I don't care about idols. Like, the type of game I play doesn't involve idols. The type of game I play involves like trust and wanting to work with people. So
that's a good point. If it was like my ally that had that idol and I know they could help me with it, maybe I would be more likely to have them stick around. But if it's someone I'm not working as closely with, then it's
I just want them gone. Like if you have an idol and not working with you, I want you gone. I don't give a fuck if you have an idol or not. You want me gone, I want you gone. Like that's it. Like
yes.
I actually had my own question very related to this written down at this moment, which was what's worse, having an ally with an idol, which could mean if everyone's targeting you and your ally, you're the one who goes home, or having a non-ally with an idol that you can sort of plan around.
Oh, you said what's worse or what's better?
Well, I was thinking about it like in terms of, if you get taken out by an idol, would you rather be taken out by your friend who has one and like save themselves, or by like a good play from the opposition?
Mm-hmm.
Is this like towards the end game or like still like in the mid jury phase?
Well, I think I was thinking about it because there was so much talk about like who has the idol and whether or not we should be flushing the idols now. It's like, because I think I would rather know my enemy has an idol in the game than worry about like being. I mean, yes, we could all like aspire to be Haley Leak in the like 50.
I would love to.
But like, I think that's
already aspire to be her now.
harder to like mentally work around. Is like your ally could try to save you both, but then you're still the one who goes.
Yeah, I mean, I like the odds of 50%. Like, if I'm in a really tough situation and my ally is the only one that has the idol, I'm gonna tell them like, you can play it on whoever you think, like it's your idol, but let's not tell anybody who we're gonna do. Maybe try to get numbers for a split. Like maybe the non-ally that has an idol, I'm gonna say like, why don't we use this opportunity to like save both of our idols and come together or something? Like, I don't know. I would try to be so scrappy. And I kind of like what you referenced about Haley being like, there's a 50% chance that it could be me or it could be, Baden. And you don't know what we're going to do, but do you want to take that chance?
God, I love Haley Leak.
I feel this particular episode of this show was so fluid though, that it like, you like we said, like coming together with somebody in the opposition and deciding to save your idols, like it could have happened. Something like that could have happened here.
It could have happened. It could have happened.
I want to bring up something that's interesting to me. We got a confessional from Brienne about her alliance with Sharif. How it's kind of a dangerous thing because like people are going to perceive that he's calling all the shots. But like she like, it's like is trying to flush the idol with the girls as a power swing couple, a good thing or not. And like that's some things I love about Brienne. Like she's such a smart player and human too. Like you're just like she's seeing the moves down, and I'm really intrigued how this could play out for her, either good or bad.
Yeah, I really love her as a narrator. I think Brienne has had this like full circle arc. Well, it's not full circle, but like semicircle where, start from the bottom, now we're here, and then has trickled all the way to this point where it's just so fun to watch. And now I mean, I feel like I can say Brienne doesn't really have a target on her back.
That's why she's my winner pick.
I like Brienne. I like how she turned it around for herself. Like, as much as like it was, I loved everybody on that blue tribe that got like sniped in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, at least it wasn't in vain. Like, at least she's integrated herself.
She's good at entertaining at the same time, which is great.
Yeah, she's fun. I like when she put her little jacket on her head. Like,
I
love Julia too.
Oh
She's,
God,
yes.
Just like her vulnerability. Like I feel that I've been there.
That woman caused me so much anxiety in this episode. I love her so much. Also, I want to bring up that this is the first time Veronica brings up Stan's name. Which I think is huge considering she was working with Stan in the beginning part of the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a pin on this because I have some shit to say.
Yeah,
I have shit to say about this.
I mean, like she brings up Stan's name like 8 times this episode, so
Okay, I also wrote down splitting votes is really tricky, especially since the challenge hasn't been like done yet. But I think the last thing before the challenge is I feel like Robin and Danny are too obsessed with being left out that they're not thinking clearly about how to move forward with Kristen, who's also left out. And I think the evidence of my statement just now is Danny spilling the fucking beans about Chrissy or Kristen's idol. I'm like,
oh my god.
Oh my god. Talk about it. Let's talk about it.
It's not your
a lot of people spill a lot of beans. That was like the catalyst. That's like what started it all. Like the whole episode. That everybody
It's
started
not
spiraling
your idol,
spiraling
you
after
can't-
that.
Like,
Okay, I have a
it's-
hot take, and
Hot take.
I
Love a good hot take.
I think so. I don't think revealing it was necessarily the worst part. I feel like he had an out, which was that as soon as he said it, he was talking to Sharif and Brienne, right? And they were both like, "Yeah, well, we thought that she had it anyway." So it's like that's your out, is to like tell Kristen that they figured you had it already, and like we weren't being sneaky. But then at the same time, I think everything was absolved when Kristen said, "Well, I guess now we're even."
I know.
Does he have something, or is he just saying that? Like, did
he
I?
has a nullifier. That's all he has.
He has a nullifier.
Okay.
Yes.
Now the other kid that got out last time had an idol. Andy had an actual idol, right?
No, he didn't. I think
he had an idol. Sorry, fam.
No, it's okay.
My part of my notes were like, okay, how many idols do they think there are? How many idols are there actually? Who actually has an idol? Why are they so convinced that someone has an idol? And then I was like, oh yeah, there's a merge idol that they think Danny found because Brienne saw him like do the fake zip thing.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Which was silly. You silly goose. That was so silly.
It was so silly.
So
also,
it's really just Kristen and Julie. Well, Kristen and Julia.
Yeah.
Yes, Kristen and Julia.
I really want to bring up before we get to the immunity challenge, because Jesus Christ, this is such a long beginning thing of important things. Veronica and Danny's talk, where they try to get on the same page, and you like start seeing like Danny like half cracking during it. Like Danny is like not doing good. Like he's doing fine, but like he's definitely been spiraling for a while now, and it's starting to really show. But I do think that that the intention of this conversation was great. Was it actually good? But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled away.
I don't think no shit, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I specifically wrote down the fact that Veronica is the queen of facing away from everyone. Like the rest of the group. I was like, that is so smart. You like everyone could probably see Danny's face in that moment, but she's over here like talking like, yeah, so this is what we're gonna do, and it's just like, okay, that's the power stance, is not letting anyone see or read your lips.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, I think her power stance has been really fun. I think she gets that from being a teacher. # come on, teachers. Let's go, Chrissy.
Oh, okay, wait, she is a teacher? Okay, that
makes sense. She's a teacher. Sense. Yeah, she taught at my last school.
Older students?
What?
Does she have older students?
She taught elementary, and now she teaches fourth. She's
my
neighbor.
Take any shit. Like
No, she does not take any shit.
I'm watching this, and I'm like, I'm scared of her. Like, I'm her.
She's great.
All respect, girl. If you watch this, all respect.
She's very, very nice in real life.
Why is she gonna end up in a game with me sometime?
I'm saying, I'm like, Veronica, you have to listen to the pods. People say so many great things about you. She's like, I'm so busy. I'm like, I know, girl. Me too. And she, I just love how Danny and her talk about subtlety, and like, I mean, I think that they're just very like they have very aggressive, like, and direct styles of play, which I think complements each other. I would love a Danny and Veronica link up. I'm just saying.
What?
I would love a Danny and Veronica. I would love a Danny and Veronica link up.
Thank you, Davey. That is a good point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we get to the challenge?
Did anyone else clock how many times someone said the words like "between us" or "only we know this" or "on the DL" in that sentence? It was like,
yes.
Okay,
I feel like everyone is like a Legos piece, right?
I love her.
And they're all
Veronica said
connected in very weird ways, and then like they're like all connected to each other. And it's just a giant circle. So much is connected to everyone, and like it's like a very weird Lego spider web.
Yes, Chrissy, you were saying.
Veronica said something like that to Annie. She was like, keep this completely on the DL. And then like 3 other people started trickling up into the conversation. It just kept going.
Yes.
And then there was like somebody off camera at one point. It's hard. It's really hard.
Oh yeah, when they showed us on the bottom that Robin had joined the conversation.
They were all
Oh my god. It was the first time I watched the episode. I didn't see that little subtitle, and all of a sudden I see Robin's voice. I'm like, "What's happening?" Oh, I love this episode so much.
Keep it on the DL, as everybody can hear what you're saying. All right.
Oh man. So should we talk about this challenge?
We can. It's giving me a little PTSD.
Oh my god, this challenge looks so freaking hard. I would die.
It's so hard. This is the challenge that I lost that I needed to win immunity. It's giving me a lot of PTSD. This challenge, I don't know how I feel like I am with this. I think that I'm like a solid 7. How would you rate yourself for this challenge?
I really love those type of games, so I'm like an 8 or 9, but I'm a little bit slow. So I mean, I've done it before in a game, and I don't think I did bad, but like I didn't win. You know what I mean? Like I feel good about my ability for it.
Yes.
I've never done one like it, but I like played around with the structure that was like it in Angelica after I was booted, and I was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But if you practice it a lot and there's a learning curve to it, like maybe a 4 or 5. I don't know. It looks hard.
Yeah.
You have to get one in anywhere and then one at the top.
No, you have to get them both in the top middle.
Philly had something that was kind of like this, but I was on Exile at the time.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was similar. Philly had that. Yeah,
it was very similar.
I've never done any of these sort of things, but I feel like I should know my way around balls and holes. So
hashtag retweet. Retweet.
We should describe what the challenge is, right? We haven't done that. Like, there's a giant board, like Swiss cheese holes everywhere. And it was like a yardstick type situation. And you have the ball in the top hole in the middle, and like you have to like puppet string it up, right?
Yeah,
that's the best way to play it. I mean, I don't know professional words. I equate everything to food and puppets.
This one? So, Davey, you said this one was in 4, but has this ever been on the actual show?
I feel like it has. I can't
on the balance beam also. But yeah. It's normally a little like cup type thingy that they have instead of like a yardstick. I believe Christian Hibicki was doing it in There Was His Goliath.
Yeah, and I know we've seen it in international things, but I can't. Was it Davey? Was it your season that people were just like
slamming it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I remember.
If I had known that we could slam it.
Wait, how does slamming it work? What's that?
So you go like this. You take both. You grip like this. And you go poof, and you pull it all the way to the top where the ball is moving so fast that it can't fall off. Yeah. And then all you need to do is just put it into the hole, because you velocized it so fast that now it's at the top. Velocized. We banned the slamming for the season. I think Stan apologizes for slamming his slats because we had talked about it because it was hashtag not cool.
No slammies. Just
no
slammies.
Hashtag no slammies. Hashtag just slammies.
You were Stan like slamming it and y'all like yelling at him?
No, we made it a point to say like you can't slam it because it gives people an unfair advantage who had never done it before. And he like let go of the string so fast that it slammed, and he's like, sorry for slamming.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's talk quickly about the rounds. First round was Danny, Sharif, and Kristen. And Sharif gets the first one quickly, and Danny and Kristen have issues. And then Sharif wins. Then there's Julia, Stan, and Annie. Stan just destroys it before they even get a chance to get going. And then Veronica, Brianna, Robin, they're all close, but Veronica wins. And then in like the final round, was there anything you guys want to talk about in the preliminary rounds before we get to
It feels like easier if you're tall.
That's what I had written down. Like don't be a height wing, like a wingspan advantage or something.
Baby Bird, where are you?
Baby Bird?
Baby Bird.
Yes. No,
maybe.
I agree. I think that, kind of like we talked about with big hand advantages and small hand advantages, I think there are advantages to height. There are.
We just did the same man motion, Davey.
What?
We supposed to went like that at the same time. So
they all have to deal with hands.
Because those are like the 3 tallest people there, at least from what I observed.
What'd you say?
Those are like the 3 tallest people there.
I mean, they're the tallest of
three
their rounds. That's for sure. That's for sure. Because Sharif is the tallest in his round. Danny and Kristen, and Stan is taller than Julia and Annie, and Veronica is taller than Brienne and Robin. So yeah, I mean that could be it. But yeah, so this I actually found this to be a really thrilling final round because they all got the ball in very fast.
Oh,
yeah.
And then the whole round lasts maybe 40 seconds. And then Sharif narrowly edges Stan's ball.
Yeah, he narrowly does.
Y'all think Sharif would have been targeted if he didn't win that?
What did you say?
I don't think Sharif would have been targeted at all.
I had my question was, did he need to win this?
I don't know. I'm curious.
Okay, so I think Sharif probably thinks he needed to win it, but I don't think Sharif needed to actually win it.
Yeah,
because I feel like he's trying to get the game going the way he wants it to go. And he's doing a good job at that. But when you have the immunity necklace, you have a lot more power than you think.
Yeah,
because you are able to make those big moves.
Yeah,
and he's got big move-itis to a certain extent in this episode, I feel like.
Yeah,
even though he said at one point that he forgot he was wearing it because he was grinding so hard to. I mean, everybody was, but
yes. I like how every individual immunity winner has not been the same so far. Yeah. I hope the tradition continues.
That would be cool.
And also, this means that Robin's advantage is officially null and void, right? Because we're at final 9, and Stan would have had to win this one for Robin to be safe.
That makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So sad. I mean, it truly is sad. I think that Stan almost had it, and I think that the outcome of this episode would have been a lot different. Yeah.
Yes. Oh boy.
Yeah. Let's continue. So immediately, I think what I love about the season the most is as soon as the challenge ends and Chris is like, okay, go strategize. It's like that. Everyone is ready to go talk immediately. And it's just, I think it's chaos.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, truly.
Good, but messy, but good. It was, that was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you go first.
No. I should have gone first, but you can go first.
I like that, Sharif, his confessional of I'm anxious, even though I feel I don't need to be anxious, is interesting. I also like that we finally get Veronica pitching Stan to Julia and Robin, 2 people that I feel like Stan has been very aligned with visibly too. And it doesn't go bad. At least I don't think so.
My pin is still there, but I think it's a little messy, to be honest, and a little unpolished for Veronica to tell Julia and Robin, we should do Stan right now, which, I mean, it's valid, but also, very, I would think that someone who isn't always looking at the person that they're talking to would acknowledge that Stan has been talking to Julia and Robin a lot. And I think telling Julia and Robin then being like, oh, I want to go check in with Sharif and Brienne about Stan was very, very messy and not the best thing to do.
I'll say this, Julia and Robin played it the best they could. Whether they intended to or not, I feel like they handled it well.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Stan's just confessionals coming back at Veronica. He was like, when you see the footage, when you put my name out there,
that was so funny.
You just don't expect nothing to happen.
Ooh, yeah, rich.
Or I forget what he said, but he's like, this is for you, Veronica. I was like, damn. So it made for some good entertainment, that's for sure.
I'm about to say something so hot. This is a hot take.
Make it sweat.
Stan, that was so douchey. Like that was not tactful, and it's not it wasn't showing like finesse. It was kind of like how Jeremy was really upset and was skipping in Survivor Cambodia when Kimmy Kappenberg tried to blindside him. And he's just like skipping and like just like being all up in his feels. Emotions are valid. This is a game of Survivor, and emotions are valid and running wild. But I just thought that it was very like. I just thought it was very like. A little I thought it was a little too condescending, especially like just hearing your name. Like you've been safe for what 17,000 rounds. Like you have to know that at final 9 your name's coming out. And if you know that your name's coming out like that, like see it in private. I don't know, like
was somebody else there besides the camera? Was somebody else with him?
It was the big
guys.
He was saying he was saying it from the big guys.
Oh, okay. Then they
and then confessionals later. But I felt the same way. I felt like specifically in this episode, like Stan and Sharif are both like very confident the entire time. And I think just in terms of like fans watching any of these shows, we very rarely root for the person on top. Like it's so much more fun to root for underdogs or like for things to shake up and be different. So I was like, okay, you guys are like, I get you're confident in where you are, but there's also that level of like, don't punch down.
Go.
We get a very important moment that I hope happens every round Danny's in the game from now on. He shows his empty pockets again.
Yes. It's like, it reminds me of that joke. It's like, have you ever kissed a bunny between his ears? And then you're like, no. And then you pull out your pockets and you're like, do you want to?
this nullifier he has, does it have an inspiration?
I've never heard that joke in my entire life before.
I don't know about I'm changing subjects. I don't know about no, it's okay. I don't know about the idol nullifier's shelf life, but I would assume soon. At least before 6.
There's like 8 of them left, I think. So.
Yeah, there's like 8 idols. Boop. Speaking of Danny, oh my God, Kristen finding out that Danny told.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was watching that episode or watching it again to get ready for this with subtitles, and it was really funny. The way the subtitles interpreted the episode,
they're so great.
It has her going, "Daddy walked up to me."
You told them? Oh, that broke my heart.
Oh God. And like all this while like it's like sideways raining and like she's dressed like basically a NASA hoodie.
Oh yeah, NASA hoodie. Do you think she's this was like preemptive Team Carson?
Definitely.
You got the pillow on the back.
Wait, I just missed that. What? Oh wait.
No, I got it. I also love that we get like Sharif's like soaking wet in the rain, like I want these idols flushed. Like around here too.
Yeah, he wants to make them feel like they're on the bottom, but he still wants to work with them.
Yeah.
It's like this is one of those like punching from the top moments.
It's a true Sharif's choice. It's a Sophie's choice. He wants to work. He wants them both, but he has to choose, I guess, the best one. Even though he's soaking wet and like punching down, I do think that he's a great narrator.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, like Danny feels bad that he like betrayed Kristen here. Like he like genuinely looks like a sad human being. Like not like game sad. He's just like I ruined a friendship. Sad.
I mean.
So I've got a real question.
The game, like he'll learn, like it happens,
I got a real question here because I noticed in this episode there's only like a few diodes of people giving confessionals to each other, and I feel like only like Blue and what's like, for lack of a better word, I'm gonna just call it Green, which is just Danny and Kristen, only are talking to each other. and Stan's also with Blue. And I'm like, why are you not mingling during the strategy time? Like, are you are the lines that hardly drawn? You know.
I agree. I think that the grand chaos of Kristen and Danny coming together, and then Robin, who's also really nervous, they're only talking to each other. And is the word that you're looking for Paula? Old Paula?
I know Paula Pal, but I was like, the reason I was saying just whatever, man. Like, the thing is because like Robin's not really like in those diodes, you know. And it's just you see Danny and Kristen.
Diodes.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting because then Robin gets like called out for kind of being shady because
we're about to get there too. Also,
yeah, because they're going and one of the only people going and talking to all the different groups about what's going on.
Can I bring it back to Davey's Stanny-dom earlier?
Yeah.
And that doesn't Annie originally tell them the split plan and somehow gets off scotch-free for the rest of the episode?
Chaos Annie. I mean, that's why I stand her.
I know. She's getting away with highway robbery. Like she did the thing, and then someone else did it and got no heat.
She told Kristen and Danny.
Yeah.
That it was coming. Okay. Yeah. I think she did it.
Oh god.
Yeah, because she goes back to Veronica. I think it's Veronica, and says like basically I told them, and Veronica's like, are you gonna vote with them? She's like, no, I'm still voting with you, but I wanted them to know.
Yeah.
Like I'm voting with y'all, just not for Kristen.
Yeah.
She pulled a Chrissy. She was honest. She just said like it was.
Yes. Okay, so some insider scoop. You know, when you apply for games, you have to put your occupation. Do you know what Annie wrote?
What?
She wrote aspiring divorcee. And I just like love her whole energy because this whole like, I'm tired of being the decoy. Let me stir some shit up. It's very Housewives. It's giving Housewives energy. And she's just like causing all this chaos and just like being like, I've done my time. I've been the decoy like 4 rounds in a row. So I'm just going to sit back and cause this chaos.
That's awesome.
That's why I love her.
So Davey also wants to be a future divorcee.
Huh?
You want to also be a future divorcee?
I do not actually.
Good.
I don't want to be.
It's expensive. Don't do it.
It's very expensive.
Not that I would know, but yeah, people I know did it. It's expensive.
So before we get into like the shift, also I think it's important to bring up that Veronica thing is convinced that Danny does have the idol, but it's in his jacket.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that does make sense because he's not wearing his jacket at all. He's always like, look at my pants. There's nothing about pants.
Oh yeah, she's like, watch him grab his jacket. That's why she said that. She was like, watch him grab his jacket before the tribal starts. And I was like, what's she talking about?
They got him clocked.
Yeah.
Grandfather Big Ben clocked. I mean, that's what happens when you're spiraling so publicly. Like everybody can just.
So Kristen in the chat, hey, okay, I did try to talk to everyone, but everyone was giving nothing, probably to flush my idol. So I talked to more to people who give me feedback. That makes sense. That checks out. Like, I mean, we can only talk about
what you've done, Kristen.
Like, we can only see what happens in the episode.
Yeah.
And like, it's just that, like, it was just that thing where my brain caught, like, hey, these people are only talking to these certain people. So
yeah. I also think, like, to your point, Chrissy, if I have the idol and everybody knows that I have it and they're probably gonna split it, like, I'd rather just play it on myself and like not go home. Like, so what, I misplay it. At least I'm gonna stay here another round and fight.
And she had said that she believed her strength was more in her social connections that she still had there. So if she does play it, then she's safe. And she can focus more on the social game and get that target offer back. So,
Kristen, if you're listening, can you tell us if you were talking with Julia at one point about your idols? Thank you.
So,
okay. Microphone like coming in.
I mean, I can do the same microphone. I'm not doing that though, but yeah.
I love my new microphone.
I'm happy.
I gotta celebrate it.
Is it a blue microphone? Is it a Snowball? A Yeti?
No, it's fine. Shout out to Isaiah for giving me the recommendation.
Cool.
I think now we move on to the next big part of the episode.
The vote split idea with the 5.
Yeah, and the alleged split. People now are really.
Okay.
What'd you say?
So the second plan, or of like the 3 or 4 plans.
Oh yeah, second plan.
I thought that was the side story.
Yeah, the side story. It's the side story, y'all.
I was like, Sharif, girl, same. I don't know what story's real either.
I know. It's Stan, right? No, it's Veronica, right? No, it's Robin, right? No, it's Sharif. No, just kidding. Sharif has the immunity. People. Oh, Kristen. Oh my God.
Side story.
Oh my God. I did talk to Julia, and I think it was really, really, really awkward, and the convo fizzled. I should have been blunt, but I'll save the rest of my opinions for my personal podcast. Ooh, love her though.
I'm watching that.
Ooh, Kristen,
Spicy.
Surviving New York Journey. That's what the podcast
Spicy.
is called. Yeah, so we get to talk of the split with everyone that will be involved in that split. I think it was like 6 people, pretty much.
Yes.
And they confirm who's doing exactly what, who's doing what. And then we go straight to Stan and Julia, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah, Stan and Julia. But people are really mad at Robin for telling about the split.
Like Stan sees like the split, like Robin telling them, and he's like, we have to deal with this. And like, I think Stan is the first person to really throw Robin under the bus.
I was surprised he did that to them.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Surprised at Stan for being like cutthroat, or for just like making.
I just thought he had multiple confessionals like throughout the episode that were like, I know Robin from before, like I feel really confident with them, like, and I feel like they're keeping me as a shield, so I don't want to do that. And then like he didn't do it, but like I don't know, he kind of like got the ball rolling for their name to go out there, but then like a million names were out there too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a million, but like 6. Everybody except.
But like, but you're right. Like he does get their name out there and gets traction for their name.
Yes.
He doesn't vote that way, but that's definitely where he's like Robin has to go, and everyone's like, okay, sure, you know.
Yes.
And like the people that like you find out that Stan tells is Sharif and Brienne. His real number 1s and number 2 in the game at this point, it seems like.
Stan just has so much going on for him, and I just love observing people crack.
Also,
I love it.
During that little like Brienne, Sharif, Stan, Julia thing, you see Julia get like her face like, what? Oh no, this is bad. This is bad. This is important for later also. But yeah.
Oof. I feel the rain is falling, and so are all these plans. I'm just like, my mind is so like all over the place with this deliberation, and within 15 to 20 minutes too.
Like when you were out there, like were you filming also, or were you helping? So what was like for you watching this? Like hearing all these names actually get traction and then stop.
So I'm literally like this. I'm
He has phone out for those that are not watching.
I'm literally like this, holding my breath because I breathe really hard when I'm excited. And I was just like listening to everyone so intently, being like, this is the plan, this is the plan, this is the plan. And then like immediately, because you don't have a lot of time and you feel like you're crunched. I noticed that like if there's a group of 4, for example, there was Julia, Annie, Veronica, Robin. 2 of them would stay together, 2 would go form and latch onto another group. It was just like constant like voting blocks and groups of people just talking to each other. It was beautiful to see, but very, very like anxiety inducing for the final 9.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like it's fascinating because like you're watching this episode, what the fuck is gonna happen? And like we get lucky here because we get also like Brienne talking about like I think Brienne's a really good mediator, for lack of a better word, to like solidify plans with. You know what I mean?
Brienne.
Yeah.
Brienne.
I noticed that
Like,
Veronica
her
is
reads
a
are really
backpacker.
strong.
I also want to give Julia some of her roses because Julia's literally like in the middle of all these plans and is starting to piece together like where things are. I think that Julia's really integral because she knows where all the votes are going. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julia's like, I
At
don't
this
want to vote
present
for
moment, she could.
any of them.
Yeah.
I want to vote for Danny.
I know where my vote's going.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Is there anything else before we get to? Oh, sorry. Next page of notes. I wrote a lot of notes for this episode.
Yeah.
I wrote a lot of notes.
Robin's like really thinking that it could be Veronica. There's literally every name out there. Oh, wait, we have to talk about Stan confronting Veronica.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get that too often, I feel like, this close to a vote. Stan's jam is like, you're saying my name? And she's like, yeah. And then,
no, she's like, no.
I don't think she said no.
She said no. And
body
then
language, why? Yeah.
Yeah, her body language was like, oh.
She was pulling on a backpack. I remember that.
Yep,
she was. Strings. As a fellow nervous backpack handler, she like you can tell she was lying because she had a method. That she did.
I just love how quick she was.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know when kids come up to you and they're like, hey, can I have this? And you're automatically like, no. That's kind of how she shut Stan down. She's like, I'm not saying your name. Like, what are you talking about?
And like he's heard from like two different people. He's like, I trust those people. I also think it's important to note that at this point, Danny tells Kristen where his nullifier is.
Yeah. I think he's trying to make up for it with his little number one.
Is this also where Kristen then also asks Stan what to do with the idol?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Stan still got that like social magnetism where everyone just always wants to know what Stan thinks we should do.
Yeah. Stan magnetism. I like that. Stanitism is very, very good. I like that. I like that term. I'm gonna keep that. Okay. I think right now something that I also want to talk about is how Danny, like, he wants to work with Sharif and Stan, but like they all want to do different things. And I guess if you were Danny, like, what would you choose?
Between Stan or Sharif?
Yes. I feel like Sharif is someone who had, thinking about it, has been in a lot of conversation and has literally just backstabbed me. But I guess Stan has backstabbed him too. But Stan seems to be more active with Danny.
In my mind. Oh, sorry. You go first.
I was just going to say, I would have to think back to two things. And this is just me as a player. One, how many times did each of these people vote with me, right? Like, how many times did Danny vote the same as Sharif, the same as Stan? And then also, like, if I make it really, really deep with them, who's going to, like, piss the jury off more that I have a shot at? Because that's what I think about. I'm weird like that.
No, that's valid.
That's very valid.
Like, I don't know. I don't know which one at this point. Because everybody's pissed. Even Sharif had said, I think in a confessional, he's like, some people are going to be pissed tonight.
Yeah. I think for me, if I was standing at the situation, I would try to do the one that would help my relationship with Kristen the best. So I feel like that's at a tenuous moment for them. After the whole like reveal of the idol. So I feel like what can repair that and also start a new bridge. Especially because a solid 2.5 out of 8 is better than a 1 out of 8.
That's fair. That's very fair. I think Kristen is a key player in this. Like even we know that Kristen has some semblance of safety, but I like how she's she's not just sitting on her hands and being like, oh, I'm not gonna like strategize because I have an idol. I think that she really tries to rationalize all of the voting blocks in the game, like especially given her thoughts on the all girls. Like, let's talk about that.
About the all-female voting block?
Yeah. Like we hear her talk about it, and I like what she says. What are your thoughts?
I feel like they keep trying, but then like 1 or 2 of them just veers out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Veronica. But I feel, no, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel that because I always like try to work with girls, and then like I don't know, it just ends up going better the other way or something. I know, like at the beginning they were all talking. It was like Veronica, Kristen, Annie, and then I think somebody else came over. It might have been like Robin, and they were talking. They were talking about it. They said these guys like were being overshadowed by them because they had originally won, felt like they were the main contributors to winning the challenges. So I hope it like comes together in one of these. I feel like it came together better in the last episode than this.
Yeah. I do think that balancing out that priority of taking out big threats while also working with a voting block that you're not usually like that you haven't historically worked with is a big gamble. And I gotta give Kristen her credit because it is very enticing. Like I would love to see more all women alliances, all female alliances, just taking it to the end, like hashtag Micronesia. But we don't see that much anymore because I think a lot of players are always thinking about the voting blocks and what's beneficial for their game. And in this case, I guess it isn't really beneficial for Kristen.
Yeah, like I feel like Kristen is looking out for herself, but like, and is listening, but it's also like just because a gender alliance doesn't work for her game doesn't mean she's not wanting to play with people like that are in that potential alliance. I think that she's looking out for her game, which is what you really have to do at Final 9. She's gonna play her idol because she knows she like needs to get that monkey off her back, but like it's like she has to look out for like what's gonna be next best thing.
And she's got the oh, sorry. Somebody saying something.
No. I mean, I'm just stating that, like, yeah, I agree. Like, I think, like, yeah, it's like all cool, like the idea of like an alliance like that, but like you have to make sure the alliance all wants similar enough things. And
I like what she got going with Annie. Because it's like they're not really on the same side, but they're bringing information to each other. I had a little bit of a thing like that with a player named Hannah on Philly. Like we weren't.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did.
Shout out Hannah in California.
Shout out to Hannah. Oh, she's in California now?
She was going to be my pediatrician, but she moved all far away. We kind of had a thing like that.
Because you got pregnant, she moved?
Oh, no, she just moved. Sorry, no, she just moved. I was totally going to ask her to be my kid's pediatrician if she didn't move from Philly to California. But
I love that.
But like it kind of reminded me of her, so it was like they kind of have a little. I like it. I want to see where it goes.
Yeah,
not too long, but
I love that. Like, I feel like Kristen has like episodic journeys too, like because she starts the episode with like pointing out that what did she say? That she thinks people are like targeting people on stereotypes. We're talking about like targeting the big guys. Yes. And how she's like, people should really probably be worrying about these quieter girls that can make it to the end and win. And I'm like, yes, that's the parabolic woman that we talk about on like the international seasons.
Yes. Hashtag parabolic. Come on, Logan. That was so good.
It's not my term. That's Shane and Gus, but
you're like that's stripping a Pia. That's like a Pia move. Yeah.
I just think that people don't listen to Kristen. They don't. They
should.
they're so obsessed with wanting to do what's best for their game that they forget that Kristen's also a key stakeholder in the current like dynamics of the game. I guess more on that later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that we want to talk about before we get to Tribal Council?
Can we talk about Veronica's quote, "Fuck it, let's do Robin"?
Oh,
Veronica is just like savage.
I'm saying she don't mess around, dude. I would not want to be on.
She got her bro like, we're gonna do Robin.
yeah.
It's like a hitman out in the woods, just like with the umbrella, gun in the hand, like, you're dead.
Yes.
But see, as someone who's been on the opposite side of Robin too, I don't like that either. That's scary either way.
Very
Robin
scary.
is like one of the scariest people to play against. I say it with so much love because they're one of my favorite people I've met in the last 2 years. And like, if you're on their bad side in a game, you're fucked.
Yep.
Yeah. Robin's trick. Oh, go.
No, you go.
I just feel like I think that Robin is very tricky to get out. Like, also someone who establishes themselves as someone not to be fucked with, and someone that you can also really work with and is very loyal. It's very hard to get those kind of players out because they're always riding with someone, and unless you have a very opportune moment, like, you won't be able to get them out.
Yeah, which is funny because Stan was saying like halfway through the episode that like Robin would be easy to get. And I was like, in what world?
Yeah, in what world?
But I also loved when Julia goes to Robin and being like, so everyone thinks that you told them the split plan, and Julia's like, yeah, Stan said it. And Robin turns around to Stan. Stan said that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really Robin impersonation.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. I guess time to go to the tribal.
Oh,
Yes. I have to say, everyone's answers are so good. Like, fight for your life. Like, we need to get things out. Kind of good.
Can I say something really quickly before we get to like the meat of the tribal? I want to talk about how all 3 jury members are dressed alike. To a certain extent, they're like buttoning down like polo shirts, and I'm like,
yes.
I'm
sorry, Mark. There was a jury in this episode. I did not pay attention.
I literally this episode like I was like, look, I'm watching this episode, just having like anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Like you're like, what the fuck's happening? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And next thing you know, Ed walks in, fun shirt. Jerry walks in, fun shirt. Andy walks in, most fun shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the power of a jury outfit. Not that, I don't know or anything, but like a jury outfit is very, very. It's almost as important as your question if you are to be on the jury.
If I were on the jury, I'm gonna dress like a nice golden nerd, like with like a golden button-down shirt.
Okay, I'd like to see.
I would be the person with the shocked facial expressions. I would be the Eliza. Like I would be.
Oh yeah.
Just like the Tori, like who was it last season? The Janine. Like I would be.
But sorry, I just had to bring up like those small moment of levity in this episode, of like pure tension of like juries all dressed alike. They're all like, we're here for Margaritaville, like
yeah. Brienne. I'm gonna start off with Brienne's answer. She's like, idols should be played tonight.
Yeah.
That was so hot. Hashtag hot. That is the kind of answer that makes me go, oof. Ooh, like I was feeling so many types of things when she said that.
Well, because she knows too. Like she had one and had played it to get it off, like target off her back, and it worked. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
But is there a world where that's like
hot?
Sorry.
Like if someone comes out strong with saying, if you have an idol, you should play it tonight. Isn't there a part of your brain that's like starting to think about the double psychology of that or reverse psychology of that? That's like, I mean, because as we see, like, well, once we get there, but like,
there's
if two idols could have been played, but they not all of. He had to know who to play them for.
Yes.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think my brain would read it by if that person's my ally saying that.
Yeah.
And if they know I have an idol. Like if I have an idol and they're like, hey, idol should be
No.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Run it back. What did you say?
You just froze for
did I
like 1
freeze?
second.
Okay, so
Yes, you did.
wow, yeah, Gallup good internet connections, great. We're also in a snowstorm, but so my brain is like, if I have an idol and that's a person I'm working with, and they're saying idols should be played tonight, I'm playing my idol. Like I'm like you're telling me something that I don't know, or you're confirming something that I might be shaky on. I'm playing my idol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I do get your point, Logan, about the double psychology, because at that point, if it's so public, people are probably going to juke you anyways. They're obviously trying to flush it, but in the heat of the moment, you're like, I might go home.
Yeah.
I might.
Right.
I might.
No.
Yeah.
It's absolutely better to play it and not need it than to not play it when you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's better to have it not need it than need it not have it.
I'd rather lose my idol but stay another round versus keep my idol and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag no souvenirs.
This isn't
maybe. Maybe.
I also love like how Sharif's just like, I'm really happy to be safe, basically. Like it's just like the most like I can't even imagine being in that scramble. Like that was like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Sharif is literally the most safe person, and I'm happy. We need a dynamic player like Sharif to still be in the game to propel the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Eye candy is good too.
What'd you say?
Said eye candy is good too.
Eye candy is good too. That's right. Hashtag eye candy.
Davey likes to keep the tribes hot.
I do like to keep the tribes hot, and hot is what is it? Subjective, objective. Yeah, it's subjective.
I mean, also it's in the middle of summer and everyone's hot.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this was like what, August or?
It was my birthday 2 years ago.
It was in July.
Nope, it was August 2021.
It was August 2021.
I was supposed to be in the season, so yeah. I was almost in the season, but I'm not. I'm never gonna play a game on my birthday. This is during my birthday weekend, so
yes, it's very valid. All right.
Should we get to like? They show a lot of votes.
Before the votes.
Oh, okay.
If anyone has.
No. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Fair.
If anyone has a hidden immunity idol, now is the time to play it, and now is the time in fucking deed.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Immediately, Kristen gets up.
She goes, "Oh, I guess y'all know that I had it." And I'm joking, but Danny's in the back fluffing his pockets, like, "See, told you I didn't have it." To me as a viewer, I feel like Kristen's up there, like inching towards the pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what is it
podium?
called? Podium. That pedestal. She's inching towards the podium, just being like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna play it," and then we get the title sequence of the episode. I should have gone first. Like, Julia.
Oh my god.
Julia, what are you doing? Like,
so I actually have an answer to a certain extent about what went wrong. But I don't know. Do you want me to give it out or not?
I don't know.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Let's have our feels.
Yeah, everyone talk about their feels. Type it out, Mark.
Holy shit.
Just kidding. How do y'all feel about this? Like, this is crazy.
So Survivor New York saying Julia play anytime you have
It's like if you're gonna play an idol, I don't know. I always want, like, when I played my idol in Philly, like, sorry, spoilers, but like it was a long time ago. Like I just knew I knew I was doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was like, I know I'm getting up the minute they ask somebody, and because I didn't know who else had anything. Like those idols weren't public at all. Like I had, I think I knew Ari had one, but didn't think he was going to use it. But those idols weren't public at all. So if you're Julia, like I don't know if she didn't know she was going to use it. Like it's a lot of anxiety in that moment. Like you know, I was just like rip it off like a freaking Band-Aid. I'm gonna get up there and just do it right away because if I start overthinking it, like I'm gonna start overthinking it and not do it. I was like, whatever, I can't use this on myself. Y'all safe. So I don't know, maybe she got nervous. She did not like because she knew what was gonna happen too.
Yeah.
I half of me was like, so I rewatched it twice, specifically like that sequence, just to be like, first because I was watching Kristen the first time, and then the second time I was like, okay, let's try to figure out Julia's inner monologue through all of this. But like, part of me, and sorry for all the Australian references today, but I was like waiting for like that Benji moment of like, are you sure, or like, are you sure you want to play it for someone else? Like if that was the thought process from the start, because there was like Julia did not have any momentum to grab an idol or get up or anything while Kristen was getting up.
Yeah.
But then then I'm like, so then is the rest of it all like, is that what then she struggled with through the rest of it, was like coming up with how and why she may or may not need to play an idol now?
I didn't know it was like two people she was working really closely with. I don't know if she couldn't pick who she wanted to save, or like if she saves the one person and not the other, then it's the other person like jury. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Yeah. I think the inner monologue is like, do I save the person that I like want to be loyal to, or do I save the person that I've been loyal to? It's like very hard for someone who has all these relationships and has pretty much been quiet and like stayed under the radar the entire time to all of a sudden be forced to show their cards.
Yeah.
Like in that situation, it's a lose-lose, because you either publicly save someone and send somebody to the jury, or you don't do anything, or you do the same thing to the other person, or you don't do anything, and then you're kind of fucked either way. It's lose-lose.
And somehow, and I love Julia, and I've loved her game so far, but somehow I feel like Julia took a lose-lose situation and found the third worst, like extra loss by like admitting to what she wanted to have happened, because it's absolutely what you're saying. It's like if you play the idol on either one of the two people that you are correct in assuming that the split is on, you're saving someone, but you're actively sending the other one to
the jury.
Yeah.
And so by not playing, it's not necessarily your fault which one went. But now you've also told everyone that you wanted to save both of them and have your one vote send Danny away. So I was like, I feel like she's walking away with a little bit of her position being completely like much more up in the air than it was before.
Yeah, I think that could have been so hot. Like hot as in like, hey, Kristen, I know you're not going home. Play your idol for Robin. I will do this for Veronica. Valencia. I was struggling watching her decide, and it seemed like it took forever. #it did.
It's like 2 minutes of the episode, and it felt like it was almost real time.
Yeah, I mean, to send home somebody with one vote.
I really thought she was going to 1-0-0 that.
I know.
Oh, this is interesting. So Kristen writes, I was hesitant to walking up because I was seeing if anyone told or hinted to me who to play on, and well, crickets, cry face. So I just did it myself.
I saw that.
Yeah. It's very like, I'm going home now.
I saw her kind of looking around and standing at everybody in like left in the game before she brought it up there.
Like Chris has to tell her like 3 times to what's up with the idol.
Julia, I need an answer. Julia, like you need to tell me right now. Julia, make a decision. Julia, hurry up! And she's like,
and then she sits back down, and then Chris is still like, so you're not playing it, and she's
it's just this giant fucking idol on her neck.
Yeah, she this is like, Julia, if you're listening to this, like this is all love. I think that this is something that that is hard, especially I feel like this was your first LRG, and it's kind of hard. Like in hindsight, we couldn't have known what happened, but now like looking at what happened, I think that you get a little bit of oh yeah, it's not your first LRG, but it is hard because you want to play a more methodical game, and it's just tough. Like it was really hard to read that situation.
I think she played it pretty well, honestly. I agree. Like at that point, if you don't know what to do, just play on yourself. In my personal opinion, because like there will be votes coming to you, and what? Oh my god! I just realized something right now. Holy shit! The Idol Nullifier. I'm so fucking scared for her for next episode now. Oh no, I'm so scared.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh no, I'm like actually scared.
But
I just realized this now.
Also, you just revealed like there was a fourth option. Like, yeah, fuck it. Like Robin or Veronica could go home. Just play it on yourself.
Yeah.
Make it a misplay.
Yeah.
Because like
you're
there's
like
nothing worse than having
impressed.
like like an idol that you're wearing, you know? Like I fucking love you, Julia. You know this. Oh my god, like and what a great TV. What like honestly, like moment of the season.
Was Julia on the tribe that knew about the nullifier?
No.
Okay.
Oh
and
god.
Danny has the nullifier, and the one vote for Dan is from her.
Yes.
Oops, sorry. Let me get there yet. Oopsie.
No, I mean we're literally
she
there.
said she's gonna vote for Danny before we get there.
Oh man. So from the show, we were all cold, wet, tired, and being poured on and running behind her. She stood there for 10 minutes of signing. We almost lost it.
Well, no, it's as in I think it's Dad. Chris?
I think it's
you?
Mom.
Oh, maybe.
Because Mom said she was watching.
I have a daddy? Okay.
Our father.
Mommy and Daddy? Naomi's mother and Chris's daddy. Okay, so the vote count. It's 1 for Danny, 3 for Veronica, and 5 for Robin, effectively sending Robin to the jury. But we all know Robin. Robin's not going out without a fight. Woo! Let's talk about that.
Oh my god. Robin's like, I gotta speak right now, and just straight up says the 5 people that voted for them. Right? Like they got that accurate, right?
They just called that all out.
Yes.
Well, I think they just did the 4.
No, they got 4 because they didn't get Danny. Right? They got the 4 votes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Danny didn't vote for Robin, right?
Well, Danny voted for Robin.
He did. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was a self-preservation move, which I think tactically is very, very good. It's kind of like what happened to I think Alex and Mookie. Maybe.
Okay, got it.
I don't know. Gia, forgive me. Forgive me.
She'll be in the car right now. Hey, doing a 4-hour drive.
Yes.
Oh god.
But yeah, I think blow-ups are very dramatic and fun to watch, but also like I see all of them getting rained on, being like, oh, "This sucks." Our game is being blown up right now. But also, like, you just voted me out. Blow it up.
And also the fact that they said they were going to be loyal. And if you know Robin, if they're loyal to, they are loyal to you.
Yeah, and Robin values that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I wonder how they're gonna vote. We shall see.
Should we talk about it next time?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. I mean, are we done with the oh wait, should we we'll give Robin's roses after next time, right?
Oh, yes, we will do that.
Yeah. All right. Next time on Survivor New York, Bannerman Island. Stan wonders why Julia didn't play Idol on Robin. Danny wonders where the idol is. There's a puzzle. Julia wants to break up Chrissy and Danny. Kristen, Jesus, I can't type. Chrissy's also playing this game too. Spoiler alert. Kristen isn't playing a passive game. There are people running.
Work with me, baby.
There are people running. And then Danny says Stan is dangerous and he makes it far. That's next time on Survivor Bannerman Island.
Yes. Giving Robin their roses now. Please feel free to say all the nice things about Robin.
Robin's such a dynamic player.
Yeah.
And person. Like, I love Robin. even though I can never get on their side in a game, like it's gonna happen one day.
Mm-hmm.
I love their exit. I love how they just navigate. They know their strength is being a social player and making genuine connections with people, but laying low enough under the radar that they can maneuver through the game that way. And they played to their strengths in this game, particularly in the pre-merge. Like, you know, the few times where they could have gone, like, they worked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it started off like serving looks in Night Zero, continued to serve game all the way through. Specifically, like coming out of that, when they got the split vote or the 2 votes, and they split the vote, and like it came up once, but then everyone forgot about it. That's just like, because it's Robin. It's like Robin also has that magnetism. That's just like, you generally want to play with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Very
Robin
much so.
is one of the people I'm the most fortunate. Like I met them in like the first time I played in org, and I was drawn to them immediately. We weren't able to work together, but like we've become such good friends since. And like I think that Robin is like one of the coolest people to have like to like, talk to and play with. It was like I think my favorite thing about watching Robin in this season, like Robin's a Big Brother fan. They're not a Survivor fan.
This was the first like Survivor thing they did,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, like they
started watching.
Yeah. And like watching them like fall in love with what Survivor can be and how they can navigate it was really fucking cool and swaggy. Like it was that thing of like oh man, like watching someone fall in love with Survivor in almost real time is a beautiful thing to see. I love Robin so much, and like I get so happy I'm around them, and they're the best. I'm so happy you play this game.
Yeah. I just remember when season 4 was coming out and I was doing a lot of production for Survivor New York, this like love child that I have. I knew of their resume. I knew the kind of dynamic player that they were. And I knew that Robin wasn't super comfortable with Survivor, but they took a chance and they applied. And as soon as they applied, I was like, get them on. And, you know, I'm always so grateful to the Veronicas and the Robins of the world who take a chance, who put themselves out there, who want to try something new and really want to, you know, play a game as a player. And that's what happened. And beautiful things happened. And, you know, although your time was cut short, I do hope to see you back for a second chances or an All-Stars, because you are an all-star and you have made your mark on this game. I hope that has been abundantly clear, and all of your fans in the YouTube comments and on the social medias, right? Like they support you. Kristen is saying Robin is so beautiful and authentic, and I wish I had worked with them from day one. I'm glad we got to bond by the end of their run. Valencia. Oh, Robin knows I love them.
Yeah, like Robin's a fucking awesome human being.
I can't wait to see what they're gonna serve on this jury. Like,
I was like I do know like what the plan was originally. They told me that through text. I'll let them discuss that in their exit interview when they do that. But like I was like in my mind, I text them like, "Are you gonna wear a polo shirt?" And they're like, "Mark, you know I would never do that." And I'm like, "Oh, you mean like all black veil, everything?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And also the show confirms that Robin will be back someday if they want to. Orange heart.
Period. Period. The last thing I want to say is next episode, the immunity challenge is one of my favorites I've ever seen. So everyone get ready and stay tuned. All right. And I guess with that, if there's what?
No, it was just funny. I'm like, cool. Like, how do we top that?
How do we top that? We don't. We say our goodbyes. I just want to say, Chrissy and Logan, thank you so much for agreeing to come into this pod. I have been asking, like, pleading to Chrissy, like, please, are you free this day? But we chose a Monday and we made it work. And Logan, like, you really have made me smile with all the feedback and the listening and the intentionality. Like, I appreciate you both so much. Very, very, very much so.
Well, I love you guys, and this was fun. It was nice to get to talk about a game. Like You're like when you watch yourself on the game, like you're critical, and then when you watch other people, it's just entertaining, and you're like, shit, like this is some next level. This particular episode, some really next level stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to take my couch coaching to a whole new level because I have not played any of these. So
You're about to though, right?
in the summer, this
Awesome.
summer,
I know.
Woo! Take all the notes. All the notes.
Oh, I have a notes app. going, and who said what, so I can credit you correctly.
Yeah.
I highly recommend watching Survivor Philadelphia and like watch Chrissy, Matt, and Isaiah. The whole cast.
I watched that. I watched that stuff live
because it was that season's great.
I got lucky.
I just
shout
love
out to
like
Alex Gardner.
Yeah. Oh my
Shout
god,
out to Alex Gardner for a dynamic season 2, head versus heart.
Can we please get season 3 so me and Davey can
exit interview? Thank you, Alex.
Yes. Shade.
No, I love Alex. He's working on a little draft for us right now for 44. So, but he'll be back. He'll be back. But yeah, no, this game was cool. I wonder when the next of this game is.
Yeah. Where can people find
summer next season? But
who?
I'm not sure.
What?
Well, New York. They'll be shooting a season this summer, I think. I'm not sure.
I'm sure, but I'm not sure if I'm able to say like in the ballpark. Mom, Dad, if you're there, please let me know if I can say in what ballpark we can talk about. But other than that, where can people find y'all if they want to communicate with you?
I hope. No, okay. My Twitter is on the handle there, at Chrissy_Ross. That was like my maiden name. And then I also have an Instagram that's at CRossMac_4. Yeah, nice. Those are probably like the two most useful places.
Yeah, you can find me on social media, son of a bits. On Twitter, I got the hashtags, or not hashtags,
underscores.
You know, Rob would be so happy with me. Robbie C. And then I think Instagram, I don't have the underscores, but otherwise, yeah, you can catch me trying out the LRG world on Live to Give next summer.
I'm so obsessed with your handles though. Like whenever I see them, I always laugh and smile. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then my not that you guys care, but my husband, after we got married, he changed his handles to Resting Bits Face. So we got a whole thing going now.
No, is he your partner?
Yeah.
Is it two of y'all? Okay, wow. Is this his first time doing anything like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna have so much fun.
And everyone should watch Live to Give. Live to Give is a really well produced show, really fine, up in Minnesota, and it's awesome. So
and our very own Mr. Dr. Stan happened to be on a small snippet of this past season, but no for why or how. He's on 2 LRGs at the same time.
It's like Andy, right? Because Andy's on 2 right now because he's in Surviving Maine also.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Do you want to go first, Steve, or should I go first?
I should have gone first. Sorry, I will continue to use that until it's, this episode's done. So that's probably the last I'm going to use it. You can find me at Daveysak, DAVEYYSAK, on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't have any projects coming up. But if you are interested in playing Survivor New York, I believe I can confirm that I will be helping out with production and casting. So if you are interested and you want to put your hat in the ring or your name in the ring, whatever it's called, please hit me up.
Nice. For me, at Mark and Daveyy 85 for everything. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, all that stuff. Really only podcasting about Survivor New York right now, which I'm very excited about. And also a fun thing because it's important to give a follow. So subscribe to Survivor New York on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Follow us. Also, Sound Podcasts because it's the best. And we have such amazing coverage. Isaiah is like covering almost another full recap of Big Brother backwards, which is so cool. I'm actually watching Big Brother 14 for the first time. But yeah, this has been fun.
Yes, please like and subscribe to join the family, in the words of Valencia Burns. I'm going to keep that forever. All right. And with that, we hope you have a great night.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.